for me, in my culture, it's normal for a girl to ask his boyfriend for support. Let's say, I want to do nails, I want to do uh, hair, makeup. But in his culture, that was a little bit something that will make him uncomfortable because it's not normal. But later on, hi, I'm Margaret, born and raised in Tanzania, in Africa.
Hi, I'm Albert, born and raised in Poland,
Which city?
Lublin city.
Yeah. So we first met actually in Lublin City, which is where we are right now. I was a student. It was in 2020, 2021. And I had just spent 1 year in Poland since I came. So I was just going to the supermarket. I was heading to the bus stop, and I didn't know that there was someone in a car who saw me at the zebra cross and was interested to talk to me. So I was just on the phone walking to the bus stop, and I felt like there was someone behind me. And I turned around and I found him. He looked like he was running. And
I was running. Yes, that's true. I was running because I thought maybe that you will pass this zebra cross, I will not find you later. But yes, I was driving my car, and when I saw her, I wanted to just park my car nearby and turn to her. That's what I did. That's what I did, and it was just in street in Lublin.
so yeah, and what was the first thing that attracted you to me? What made you run to me?
When I saw you a very beautiful woman, and
But you never saw my face. You never saw my face.
but what was the very first thing? If I should be honest, then I will say it was your figure. So your appearance. Later, I also saw you. We met, right?
You got to know me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the very first thing that was your figure.
Ooh, so I have a nice figure according to you. Okay, so for me, because he's the one who came to me, I was just on the call, and he was good looking. I like the way he was dressed. He also looked handsome. He still looks handsome. Yeah, I just liked I liked how I felt when he talks to me. I don't know. We always believe that we were meant to meet that day.
Yes.
That it was maybe God, because I had met I could be walking on the street and I could be approached by several policemen, and it usually felt unsure, weird, like it was weird. But with him, everything was like
Natural.
Smooth.
I also felt it.
Yeah, like I wasn't forcing anything, feeling confused or unsure. Like from the beginning, because he asked me on a date. After we were talking, and then like, what's your name, where you from, or something like that. And it always felt like I also wanted to go and hang out with him, and never felt, even though I was nervous, because for me, I don't know, like I was just a girl and he's a man, so I was a little bit nervous or something, but it always felt like, yeah, let's go and hang out. Like I wanted to also know about him. And yeah, I wanted to get to know him. That's how it felt like. So for me, what attracted me, of course, his looks, but also I liked the way I felt around him, even from the first day I met him. At what point did you realize that this was more than just typical relationship? So for me, I think the more I was talking with him, the more we were spending time together. For me, it was more about how I felt around him. Usually felt safe. I just felt happy. He was always there for me. The fact that I was new, a student, still figuring out life here in Poland, and there was so many challenges like language barriers, so many things. So when I met him, everything made sense. Poland started feeling beautiful. Started liking the culture. He was introducing me his culture through food, through various things. We were visiting so many places together. It was always he was someone that I could call anytime, any day, and he was always there for me. And I just realized that I would rather spend the rest of my life with this kind of feeling and safety and, you know, being surrounded with someone who loves you so much. I always felt how he put me as a priority. I always felt a priority to him. So
You still.
yeah, I always felt like that until today. So I couldn't trade that for anything else.
For me, I remember from the very beginning that I could feel that she's special, that it is not like with other women. And I thought maybe it's cultural difference, but after some time I met her. We started dating even more often, and I wanted to know her even more and more. And I remember that day in a car that we had conversation about about our values in general. And once you told me about what is important for you in life, so these very important topics that I was looking for somebody whole my life with this kind of values, way of thinking. Yes, and actually I never thought her about it before, what I'm looking for, but it came from her mouth, so even and naturally in the conversation. And it was also something like I was even more sure that this is a very special woman, and everything confront later. So I'm once again, I know that it was not accident that
You met me.
that I met you. Yes.
Yeah. So how did my family react to my relationship with Albert? As you see, we are from different cultures. Well, to be honest, it was something that was expected because when I traveled to Poland for studies, all my sisters, my mom, they all told me that, hey, for anyone who comes from Africa understands. They were always asking, have you already found someone yet? All the time, my mom was worried all the time. Like if I have already found someone, and she told me that that I think you'll be well if you get married to someone from there, so from a different culture. And I remember even growing up, my mom she usually told me that I wish that you get married to someone from a different culture, or she always mentioned men from different even tribe, because I'm coming from a different tribe. In my country we have more than 125 tribes. My mom always said that he pictures me with someone from a different tribe, which in some families you'll find is not common, because some families will prefer their daughters to get married to men from the same tribe. But my mom was always already picturing me with someone from maybe Sukuma tribe, because I come from Haya tribe, or maybe from Chaga tribe, from Arusha. So for me growing up, they always know, even my dad, may he rest in peace, he usually said that he looked at me since when I was growing up. He usually told my brothers that he sees me getting married to someone from abroad, a white person, because he always said that I'm the way I am. I'm slim and tall. So probably for him, he was like, no African guy. Probably, I'm not sure. No, maybe there's no African men. They like women who are thick. And because I seemed to be tall and slim, so he usually pictured me with someone from like a white man, because we all know white men most of them, they prefer slim women. So he usually pictured me with someone from a different culture. So for me, it was easier. Like it was something that everyone was like, wow, if your dad was alive, he would have been so happy because this is what he usually said about you.
Yeah.
And here he is. So for me, it was something that my mom was like, yes, I think he'll be more happy. I know that he'll treat you well, so I don't know what she meant by that, but he does treat me well.
Yes, I haven't promised.
Yeah. So what was your reaction to your parents when you told them? How did it go? You called them, or what happened?
Yeah, I called them that I will introduce you, and I remember also that I didn't say too much.
But you said I was from Tanzania and all that.
Yes, I said that you are not from here, that you don't know how to speak in Polish. You are that you are from Tanzania and you are black, right? So, but they reacted normal, very normal. They didn't also speak too much because they don't know English.
Yeah, but when I came, my feeling was when it was
What was
during
your feeling?
Christmas. It was Christmas, yeah. I just thought it was. I felt welcomed. Your parents are very. We don't. They don't speak so. They don't speak English. I didn't speak Polish. I'm now. I can speak basic Polish, but I'm not an expert yet. But the feeling that I felt in your family when I came, I always told you that even though we don't talk much, but I feel so much understood and loved as compared to some people or families that we can speak together, like we can speak the same language. So I think I told you that I think this is my first lesson that sometimes actions matter more than words. Like this is like my biggest example because we didn't talk much, but the actions to each other, for example, for instance, even until today, I can be in the bedroom, and your mom will come and just say a few words and just hug me, tells me how, because I can understand basic. So how she loves me just out of nowhere. She just comes and hugs me so tight and tells me that she loves me, that I'm so beautiful or anything. Like you see how excited she is, and probably she sees that, she gets that through how she sees her son. Maybe you're happy, maybe they feel like you're happy, I'm good for you. So maybe how parents, they can tell. Yeah, so our families were very okay about us. Okay, so cultural surprises. What is the one cultural difference or habit that was most surprising or funny to discover about each other? Yeah, so for me, in my culture, it's normal for a girl to ask his boyfriend for support. Let's say, I want to do nails, I want to do hair, makeup, and maybe I don't have money, so I'll call my boyfriend, whether we are new or we have been in a relationship for a longer time. But in his culture, that was a little bit something that will make him uncomfortable because it's not normal. But later on, I see that he understood. Like he was someone who also was trying to learn about me, so to know that, okay, this girl, she's different, she's from a different culture. But in the beginning, it's true that money was a very big topic because we come from different culture, and it's different from my culture. Like for me, we're going for a wedding. Honey, I don't have a dress, I don't have shoes. I remember we went for the first wedding together here in Poland, and he bought for me a dress and shoes, but I asked, and he said, please don't tell my friends, because they'll think that I'm sponsoring you, and it's not a good thing. So for them, in my country, if a girl will say that I have a sponsor or someone is sponsoring, it is someone, mostly they are always people who are old. When a woman is maybe going out with an old person or a married man, and this married man, obviously, maybe he's rich and he's paying everything, like literally school fees, all her life, like she's having this poshy life, then that is a sponsor. But for them, even when it's tiny things, for them, they are categorizing. That is sponsoring. I even received some comments from Polish people in my YouTube channel. They are telling me, why are you expecting to be sponsored by him? Like they are very sensitive when it comes to money in a relationship. But what I think that I'm expecting to be sponsored, but in my view, it's like he's my husband. Of course, he should sponsor me. Who should he why? Who should you sponsor? Of course, even so. And I'm always telling them that he started sponsoring me even when we were still dating, and I know that they are very irritated. Like,
even
what?
even in the beginning also that's true, that we have mm, it was also shocking for me, that you asked me for even bigger gifts in the very beginning, that we already started. And I had a thought that maybe she is different from another culture, and maybe that's the point. Because here, when you just meet in Poland, the woman will normally not ask for maybe the dress is okay, but
But they usually have jobs, women.
yes. For example, something bigger like an iPhone or or such a thing, she will not ask in the very beginning. Maybe later as a gift, or just paying for random things when you are already dating for a longer time. It's normal that men can pay for manicure, going somewhere, lotions, such things. But still, in the beginning, when they just meet, right? So they will feel less comfortable to ask for things to buy.
Okay, what
And
was
for you, in your culture, you say that it's normal, very normal, even from the very beginning.
Yeah, but what is your culture shock from me? Because you don't.
That was also shocking when, but I understood, and I also told my friends. Yes, I also tell you, please don't tell my friends when I buy you something, because I don't want my friends also to look at you different way.
Yeah, they were also. I remember they were also because when you even told them, they were worried. Imagine if you told them that she even asked me for this, they'll be like, "Oh, run for your life," because she wants to take. She's just with you because of money.
And it was not true. I felt it. I understood it, that it was just a culture difference, and I know how she is deep. What is her intention, and that it is clear. Mm, I didn't feel like I supposed to not. I felt very okay with her paying for everything, even for that it's no problem for the very beginning.
What has been the biggest challenge you have faced as a couple, and how did you support each other through it? Well, I must say it's language barrier. So when I say language barrier, I mean both English and Polish. So we communicate using English to each other. And when I met my husband, he spoke English, but he his English wasn't that perfect. And I think it's because maybe he was surrounded by people who are speaking mostly Polish. So sometimes when we could have maybe say an argument, you could after maybe a few hours we realize you are arguing about something because you misunderstood each other,
Yes.
and that was because of the language, how he understood me or how I understood him. So that was it. But also the fact that my Polish also I'm not yet there. Like I can speak Polish, but basic. And so I see that his friends, his family, they are all fluent in Polish, and I sometimes wish to speak to them, connect with them. For example, we are in a dining table eating, and I want to engage myself in a conversation. I can understand. I can also speak few words, but I want to be like, in the conversation, in it, just like to be free, like the way I'm speaking in English or in Swahili.
Yes. Normally, so I'm the one who is
Translating some of these things, yeah. And also, so how has he has been supportive. He's trying, but not enough, to speak to me in Polish, but he's always like in a rush, so he does it like it is disturbing for
more
him
comfortable for daily life to speak in
to speak in English, but because if
you
you
know English, right?
yeah, we both speak English and we need to communicate. So if he starts speaking to me in Polish, it usually takes time, so
Come on, Polish is not so easy. Yeah, but yeah, I confirm. Language barrier was a challenge for us, and
it is a challenge.
still. And I would also add that most of our fights we had was because of language barrier, as you said, that we didn't understood what
Understand each other, yeah.
yes, we didn't understand each other well, and cultural differences. So these two things, and for other things we didn't have fights, I think.
So what am I excited about for my future with Albert is that the fact that I'm going to build family with him, the fact that I'm going to build a family with a man that I love from the bottom of my heart, but also the man that I know and see that he will do anything literally for me. He will change if there's something I don't like about him. He will try to be better just for me. So I imagine myself building a family and having kids, and having a home together. For me, that is like an ideal family, considering the fact that I grew up in a background where when I was 5, I was taken away from my parents. I was raised in different homes in my family with relatives. And I didn't have this sense of closeness of dad and mom together, this kind of family unit. So I was always a guest in other people's homes. So I always grew up thinking that I want to have a husband and kids, like to be together, like this family tree together, closed together, connected together, taking care of each other, So this is what I'm excited about with him.
Yes, for me also, family with you, home, and your smile every day. Yes, very excited. But what was the second part of the question?
Yeah, the second part of the question, and what message would you share with other couples who may be facing challenges? Well,
I will say you should be patient. Patient and try to understand her or him. If you also have cultural differences, especially.
Yeah, and also, I think if you are, let's say you are in a cultural, you are into interracial couple, make sure this person that you are with, you really love each other.
Yes, this is basic. When you love each other, then even if you have fight about something, but you both love each other and you have this intention to not fight, to stop it, to be okay.
Yeah.
So the intention matters, and that's why you have to truly love that person. Then the foundation is solid, and then you will face the challenges more easier.
Yeah. So what I can say that you have to love each other so much that because sometimes because of your cultural differences, there are things that you know very well that you never do if it was a different person. But just because he's someone that you love, so it will be easier for you to go.
It's easier
outside.
to understand.
It will be easier to go outside your culture or your ways in order to meet the other person on the other side. But you know that if it was something else or somewhere else, like it is just something that you do that even though you know it is totally not you don't believe in it. So you just do because of love. So yeah, love. Make sure you find someone that you love really, really so much that you are able to go above and beyond for that person.